Hi, today I'm going to do a swag comparison between the King Single Deluxe swag here on my right hand side and the Kulkyne King Single swag on my left, together with the King stretcher and the Kulkyne stretcher. This is my first YouTube video, so please take it easy on me. Right. Start with a stretcher this way with these feet facing upwards. Fold them out like that, and the other side. Lift it up so that they go under. Same down the other end. And split it in the middle like this. The basics of it. Grab your end poles, making sure to put them up the right way. They have holes here which go onto the end of your stretcher, and holes here that your swag end poles go into. So make sure you got them around the right way. So them facing upwards, them facing inwards. Slide the end pole through the end of the stretcher like so. Put it on one end of the stretcher like that, and then pull it back on the other end. The swag stretcher is set up. Right, here's a bag. It opens right up for you to get it easily out and easily back in. Swag, now I'll put it on the stretcher. Right, here we are back. I'm about to unroll the swag and set it up on the stretcher. And I've seen some people in YouTube do it in less than 2 minutes. Usually takes me more than that, but maybe 4 or 5. Undo the clips here. Turn it around, roll it out, bring it down to the end, grab your end poles and send up pole. Again, I always put these just in the middle of the swag so that you don't lose them. Poles just have bungee cord on them. Go together like this. We'll start at this end so that you can sort of see. You put this end through the rings on the end of the stretcher and into the hole on the stretcher. I'll provide close-ups of that. Same at the other end. Then you attach these like C-clips to it. You attach these. Two in the center go in first, and then they say to alternate each ends. Same thing the other end. Right, so both end poles are now in, as you can see. You've got the center pole, again bungee cord. Goes together simply like that. You put that through the two C clamps at one end of the pole. Just push it in. And then the same at the other end. That holds it up. One of the other things I really love about the Kulkyne swag and stretcher setup is these end poles. So again, these are built in to the stretcher. You put it in through here, up like that, and then that stretches out the end pole, so no need for a guy rope into the ground. It does also come with some Velcro straps, which you use just to sort of fasten down the ends of the swag. There. Here we go inside the swag. It's got great zippers on it, and covers over here that go around the zippers to keep it waterproof. Now, when you're folding up this outside part, if you want it open, let some air in, just bring it into the middle like that. Like that. Now, to roll it up, just roll it up like this. Some tags here. Just fit them over like that. Okay, here's a swag. Mattress fits exactly inside the swag. There is actually a top, even though there's not much difference. The top has a little plastic sleeve up there that you can put a LED light in, and it also has a very handy pocket here where you can put your phone, keys, etc. at night time. It also has a 70mm mattress, which is very comfortable, and two windows at the end that open up. I'll open them up now. Hot night, open those and let some breeze in. But if it's raining, those end covers keep any rain out. And the other things I should mention about the Kulkyne swag is it comes with this waterproof pouch that you can put your shoes and clothes in of a night time. It keeps them perfectly dry. It is PVC. Right, the King stretcher. Right, here we are with the comparison swag. This is the King Deluxe single swag. Again, the carry bag is an optional extra that you need to pay for, and it's nowhere near as large as the Kulkyne carry bag, and this won't fit the swag, the mattress, which is 50mm, and the sleeping bag into it. You do have to take the sleeping bag out. This does, however, have the mattress in there as well. So we'll open this up and get this one set up as well. It sets up exactly the same as the other Kulkyne swag, so I won't go through the whole setup process again. Here's the two swags on the stretchers set up side by side. As you can see, the stretcher for the King is slightly higher, but the dimensions of the swags themselves I think are almost identical. The King swag might be slightly taller. I'll put the full descriptions in the video. Straight off the bat, the Kulkyne does appear to be the higher quality and better made swag. It does, however, come at additional cost. The Kulkyne material simply feels thicker and heavier, and it in fact is. It's 450 GSM, whereas the King swag does feel thinner and is only 400 GSM. The Kulkyne has very sturdy zippers bolt. Open. The King has zippers, just don't feel to be or appear to be the same quality, but probably still do the job. They both have the fly nets, which seem to be the same material. The Kulkyne swag does come with a 70mm mattress, while the King swag only comes with a 50mm mattress. I have tried them both out, sleeping on the ground, and for me, the 50mm mattress in the King, if you're sleeping on your back, it's okay, but I tend to roll over to my side and my front. I could certainly feel the ground underneath it, whereas I didn't feel it with the Kulkyne 70mm mattress. But if you've got a stretcher like I have here and here, then it makes no difference. This is just as comfortable on a stretcher as the Kulkyne with a 70mm swag. I was originally just going to get the swag with the mattress for my daughter, but she insisted she also wanted a stretcher. Now she's only 6 and 22 kilograms, so stretcher's probably not really needed, but she wanted to be like sort of dad and have a stretcher as well. So she got a stretcher as well. But as I say, on a stretcher, probably really makes no difference 50mm or 70mm. Both are very comfortable and you'll get a good night's sleep in either. The end poles on this King swag are 8mm. I do believe they say on their website that they're 10, but they're not, they're 8. Whereas on the Kulkyne swag, they are actually 10mm. So they are more sturdy, and you do quite often hear about issues with them breaking on the King. But I think they're fairly cheap to replace anyway. Now, other things I can tell you about the King versus the Kulkyne swag is I've seasoned each of these swags 4 times. The Kulkyne never leaked at all. There wasn't a drop of water inside it. Whereas the King swag did leak each time, even after the 4th time of seasoning it. I was talking about seasoning the King swag. When I was seasoning it, there wasn't huge amounts of water, but it did sort of puddle inside the swag. There were areas here and here where water accumulated. Also down this end and here. So that was after a thorough soaking with the hose, so it's hardly likely to rain like that, but it did get wet. Now that's not really an issue for me at all, because these will always be set up underneath a tarp when my daughter and I go camping, so no rain's going to get on the swag anyway, so no chance of sort of getting wet. But if you're going to go out camping and not have a tarp over it, then you're likely to get wet on the King swag. You are likely to get wet with the King swag. I've read a lot of reviews online about the King swag, and there is a lot of complaints about them leaking. But as I say, with a tarp over the top of it, you won't get wet. And you know, they do come at a significant price advantage to the Kulkyne swag. Now, the PVC flooring in the King, this feels fairly flimsy when compared to the Kulkyne. The Kulkyne is definitely thicker and sturdier, and you know, if you're sleeping on rocks or sticks, this is not going to tear. This one probably is more likely to tear. But again, on a stretcher like here, you're not going to have that sort of issue. The Kulkyne does have really good weather flaps that velcro over the top of the opening of the swag where the zippers are, and just keeps it that much more waterproof. So pull those down like that. like that, like that. There's no water ever getting into this swag. The King does have something similar, but certainly not as well designed or as strong, I don't feel. There's no Velcro there to hold it together. As I said a bit earlier, these swags are known to sort of leak, but with a tarp over the top of it, you won't have that problem. Now, I'll give you my closing remarks and recommendations shortly. I am back with my summary and conclusions. So, in summary, I would say the Kulkyne is a superior quality swag and stretcher, very well made. It is thicker material, thicker canvas. It has a thicker PVC base that shouldn't rip or tear. The PVC base in the King swag is much thinner. I would be a bit worried about that ripping or sort of tearing if you're on rocks or sticks. King swag will leak if you're out in the open and it's raining. You won't get that problem with the Kulkyne swag. I've seasoned it 4 times and there's never been a drop of water inside, so it's far superior in that sense. The King swag comes with a 50mm mattress, which is quite thin, so unless you're small and light, like my 6-year-old daughter who's only 22 kilograms, then you'll probably need a thicker mattress. The Kulkyne comes with a 70mm mattress, which is very comfortable. But if you're like me here, and you have them both set up on stretchers, then the thickness of the mattress makes no difference. And if you did want a thicker mattress with the King because you're sleeping on the ground, you can buy a 70mm or even a 100mm mattress for them from 4-wheel drive super centres. Overall, the Kulkyne swag is superior, but comes at a significant additional cost. Now, for the Kulkyne King single swag, that's $299. The stretcher is $159. The carry bag is $50, but you get a free fitted sheet as part of that, valued at $18. And the sleeping bag, which I'll do a further video on, is $179. So that's a total of $687. But on top of that, there was $72.28 in shipping costs to have it shipped to me, because their warehouse is somewhere in Victoria and I'm located in Wollongong, New South Wales. So that is additional costs. Whereas with the King, if you buy them separately, it's $99 for the swag, $79 for the sleeping bag, $39.95 for the carry bag, and $99 for the stretcher. But basically you can always get that on special, typically at 20% off, so I picked it up for $79. So in terms of cost, the King is much cheaper than the Kulkyne. The other benefit with King is you can get it from 4-wheel drive super centres, and there's stores all around Australia, so you can save on freight costs as well. Overall, I'll put up a summary of all the specifications and the costs, so you've got it all there in one space. But myself, I would still go for the more expensive Kulkyne, because you are going to have it for a lifetime. I'm a big believer in buy once, cry once, so even though it's nearly 3 times the price, I do think it's going to last a lifetime. I'm not so sure about that with the King swag, and if I do elect to sort of camp out without a tarp, if my daughter's not around, then I will have no worries that the Kulkyne swag won't leak on me. If you're getting your first swag, if it's for your daughter or your children, then the King single deluxe swag is probably a good option, and they can get the better quality, more expensive Kulkyne swag as they get older. That's it from me. Yeah. So summary, I'd still go the Kulkyne swag. Thank you. Any questions, put them down below.